Alright guys, whoop whoop, 180 Felixstowe Hunter here. This is the finds table for beach hunt number 12 of this year, 2017. There's a lot of junk here. I'm in my shed. Thought I'd just do a quick roundup of what we found. So let's have a little look, shall we? And here we go. This is everything found in the last beach hunt. And I've put the best things over there, which is the coins. Obviously there's some stuff here which is bullets. I just thought I'd show you this. This is the random junk that you pick up on a daily basis when you're detecting in Felixstowe. A couple of bullet casings there. I think I filmed one of these, and one of them I didn't manage to film, I don't think. By the way, if you want to watch the hunt of this video, then there should be a link up here somewhere coming up soon. If not, then just have a look in the description and there'll be a link to the hunt video of these finds. So a couple of bullets there. I've got a few things to clean up, which I'll do in a minute. This was in the video. Still not sure what it is. I think that might be a big bolt or something like that, but we'll see if I can knock some of these stones off and give it a clean. But I don't want to bang it just in case it's a bullet or something, so I'll try and scrape some of the stones off. So I'll put that to one side as well. As you can see though, just a lot of general rubbish. I'm not sure what this is. Find a lot of this sort of stuff. Don't really know. A lot of this is scrap, but there's something very, very, very cool that was in here. When I tipped all this out and I was going through it pretty much like I am now, I've put it all back like this for video purposes so you can see, but I did go through some of this stuff, and there was something that looked a little bit like one of these, but it was broken, I'd say about here. And it was that sort of shape, you know, with the rounded edge, and it had a stone. It's here somewhere. I don't know, but there was a little stone stuck on one side, and a lot of this sand and grit and stuff stuck on the other. And when I tipped the bag out, you know, just tipped it all out, there was one little piece that caught my eye. Like I said, it was this sort of shape, but the stone had fell off, and all this sand and grit was on the other side, and I just rubbed it with my finger, and it turned out that it wasn't a bit of scrap, because a lot of this stuff goes in my scrap pouch, and then I keep the coins and stuff in a decent pouch. Where is it? Here it is. But this, believe it or not, we nearly ended up with all this scrap. But this is an absolutely brilliant find, I think. But we'll go into detail with that in a minute. I've already given it a little clean up, but only very lightly with some water. But we'll go into that in a minute. Quickly sift through all this junk. There was a fishing weight here, fishing weight there. I'll keep that because we can use that again. What else is here that we can keep? I'm not too sure. It's all a load of junk, really, isn't it? Don't know what that is. It's not metal, but it looks quite funky, so I picked it up. It was inside the hole when I dug about 6 inches down, and that was in there. Something in there as well. I think it's plastic, but not too sure what it is. Put it to one side anyway. But as you can see, look, we've always found bolts here in Felixstowe Beach in Suffolk, UK. All sorts of little bits like this is the good one that I found. It's in the video. It's the top section of a oh, what do you call it? The officer's badge. I did put it in the video, a picture of what it goes with. I'll see if I can find that same picture, and I'll put it on this video now. Hello again. Hopefully that picture just came up and you saw it, but there it is. It's definitely the top part of that badge. So that was a nice find. Little crotal bell there, look. Somebody suggested in the video on the comments this may have been off a fishing rod at one point, you know, like a bait alarm, if you like. I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too sure. I've never known anyone to use bait alarms on the beach doing you know, beach casting, but still got the bell in there, the ball in there. That's quite nice. Never found a crotal bell on the beach before. So yeah, but I've been through this. A lot of this is junk. I do keep things like this because they're nice to try and figure out what they are. I mean, people do comment saying this sort of thing, maybe if they're a little bit bigger, is the top section sometimes. Not particularly this one, I don't think it's too small, but there's some in the last video that was a bit bigger, and it had the word safe on the side and loads of you know, like a ruler, all the measurements. And it turns out that it could have been the top section of a fuse shell, you know. Some people were suggesting that they twist the end as like a timer for detonation, if you like. So it's something to do with some artillery weapon that would fire. So maybe that's something similar, I don't know. So I like to keep things like that. There's a lot of interesting stuff we find on Felixstowe Beach here in the UK. In Suffolk, which is in East Anglia. It's like the little bump of England in the bottom right corner. Little army man there. Obviously it's plastic, but picked it up. still funny to find things like that. Oh, hang on, we have a coin here. Must have missed that one. But yeah, as you can see, a lot of junk. There's a nice bendy bit of, what's that? Bendy bit of lead or something. I don't know, not lead. Don't know what that is, but bendy and sharp. But I do believe most of this is junk. I do like this though, when you find bolts and screws and stuff that are clearly quite old. This one maybe not so much, but sometimes you can find really old rivets that are still connected to the wood, which I think are awesome. Not so good, but you know, you get the gist of what I mean. Some of the things can be quite good. But yeah, batteries. Majority of this is, I would say, junk. But I do bin all this. I mean, stuff like that, you know, ring pulls and stuff. Tin cans. I pick them up and take them off the beach. Oh, this is I picked up a bit of pottery that I like picking up bits like this. And eventually, one day, I might find all the bits that go together and make a pot. Who knows? You don't know, but you know, it's still a bit of history. I like finding pottery shards and things like that. Try and figure out what they were, because they're clearly old. I'll put it to one side as well. But a lot of this I'll throw in the bin, but I do go through things thoroughly first. Like I say, there's something I found that's very exciting over there, which we'll go through in a minute. But yeah, I'm just gonna put this tool to one side, and you know, I'll chuck a lot of this stuff in the bin, and then I'll just pick things like this up, give them a little clean, and make sure that they're you know, nothing special inside there, because I don't want to be going throwing things away that could be important. So I'll get rid of this and I'll get back to you. Alright guys, got rid of a lot of the junk. I've sifted through all of the stuff that was on this table, on this tray here, and a lot of it was junk. In fact, it was all junk. So it's all gone in the bin. There was nothing else there of importance. These are the bits that I've saved, which I'm going to keep. Obviously, these are the bullets. I forget what type of bullets they are now. People do keep telling me. I keep forgetting. Was it 50 cal or .303s or something like that? I can't quite remember. But they're bullets nonetheless, so they can go in the collection there. Obviously these ones are possibly still live, so I've got to be very careful with these. I will be disposing of these in the correct manner. Eventually they will go to the police station. These aren't the only ones I've got. I've got a hell of a lot more. One of my tubs down there somewhere. It might be over there. I don't know. I've got if I can swear, I've got loads of bullets. So I'm even getting musket balls now, which is quite good. But this is just stuff I like to keep from the last few hunts. So obviously I do go through them now and again and arrange them all into different things, as you can see over there. But a fishing weight, obviously I'll keep that. It's reusable. Plus, you know, other fishermen that I see down the beach, I might sell them. Who knows? It's a possibility, isn't it? Because I've got a bucket full, but that can go in the bucket. I'll keep that. I've got a lead scrap bucket, and I've got a good bucket that I keep you know, reusable ones in. So we'll keep that. That, still don't know what that is, but we'll keep it. Whoops, we'll keep that. Pottery shard, obviously, not too sure what it's from. Tile maybe. It's quite thick. Don't know, but you know, I like to keep things like that. Go through them one day. A little army man. He thought it was quite funky. It's only plastic, but put that to one side. The kids can play with that. This I'll give a clean up in a second, see what that is. Same with this, that I tried to give a clean up on the water's edge, but I'll give that a clean in a second. The croaker bell, don't need to clean that, we can all clearly see what that is. So I'll keep that in there. This, like I said, I like to keep bits like this, because you never know, they might reveal a bit of history one day, and I might go, oh yes, I've got one of them, and go find it and clean it and stuff. So keep little bits like that. Obviously that, we've been through that. Beautiful find. I do like finding different things like that. That's very nice, so I shall keep that in there as well. Obviously the coinage, we have the new pound coins. Didn't think it'd be long before we started finding these. And I will tell you, before I started filming this, I've done another little hunt, and I found quite a few more, but they'll be in the next video. So this is just for beach hunt number 12. If you've watched it, then you'll see that I found these just sifting in the sand at the top. So obviously a coin spill, because there was also a 20p. I think there was 240, was it, in one sort of little area, and a 20p a bit further down. So that's £2.60. So I shall keep that and go in the old money pot. There's a ring there as well, and some other coinage that I found in my previous hunts not so long back. Oh, actually, I'm going to move that. Got some more coins to put in here. Sorry, I'm rambling, guys. That we're going to clean in a minute. I tried to give that a clean up in the water's edge, couldn't get any detail off it, so I shall give that a clean in a minute and show you exactly what I've got there. This I'm not going to bother cleaning up again, because we did get a date off it. It was 1921, I believe. Is that what it said on there? I think it was. Yeah, you can see that just there, 1921. So that patina on there, it's gone very silly, hasn't it? But I could get that clean if I wanted to, but I'm not too fussed. We'll put it in there next to the other penny I found the other day, so that's quite good. Oh yes, this is the one we sorted out on the last hunt, I think it was, or it might have been the one before, which turned out to be a halfpenny. Victoria, I think it was. And if this one, you see what I mean, look, they match up in size, so I think it's very safe to say that this is definitely a halfpenny. But we'll see if I can get a date off it, so I can see what monarch's on the back, because it could be Britannia on the reverse side, or it could be the halfpenny. What was it, the Golden Hind ship halfpenny, or it could be Britannia. So it's either, you know, it could, not too sure. I mean, what the Golden Hind, I think it was George VI they started appearing on, but prior to that it was Britannia, a seated Britannia. So we'll give it a clean and we'll find out in a minute. A 2p, I do believe, another 2p. Look, some of these I don't think I filmed in the video, I'm not too sure. And these were a couple of 5p. We don't need to clean them up, we can, well, I don't know if you can see clearly in the video, but I can tell exactly what they are. 5p's and 2p's, so we'll put them in the money pot as well. This, now, unfortunately, I don't think this is a hammered anymore, and I was so hoping it was. Really, really looking forward to giving that a clean up and finding out. But I've put it on various Facebook pages, and I've had a lot of feedback from it, and I don't believe it is. I mean, I've tried to clean it up the best I can without using any chemicals on it, because you should never clean things with chemicals, but that is literally it. I can't get anything else off there. I mean, if anybody out there can, then that would be great. Put it in the comments if you think you know what it could be. I don't think that's anything. I think it's just rubbish now, which is a shame, because my eyes were deceiving me. I was thinking I was seeing pineapple shapes on there, and I was thinking I was seeing a crosses in here, because you see that line there made me think that might be a cross. But it turns out I can't get anything. It just, eyes are playing tricks on me. So I don't think that's anything, but I'm going to put it in one of my tubs, because I might be able to find out one day. But I was really, really hoping that was something special. I was getting my hopes up. But not to fear, because I have something over there that is going to fill that void of that joyful gap that's been created by this. But now I can fill it with this. I can't believe I nearly threw this away. We'll go into that in a minute, but we'll keep that in there for now. Right, I'm going to give these a clean up quick, and I'll end the video looking at that one. But I'll give these a clean and we'll see what these are. Okay guys, I've given these stuff a little clean. The coin, which we do believe is the halfpenny, is still having a little soak, so we'll leave that for 5 minutes and I'll come back to it. That big curly thing, horn looking like type thing, turns out that it is a nail, but it's a very old one. That, I mean, that's obviously, well, it's not obvious, but maybe part of a ship or something, you know, maybe, you know, I know they used big old nails like this, didn't they? It's square, big square nail. As you could saw, that it was very corroded, you know what I mean? It was completely packed with rocks, and I did have to give it a little tap and a little chip once I'd noticed that, you know, that was the top of a nail head, and you could clearly see it was going to be a nail, so I did start giving it a little tap. and it is. It's a big nail, so it's not great. I'll probably bin that because it's not that fascinating. But I'll keep it for a little while, just in case somebody says, no, don't throw them things away. They're, you know, I don't know. So I'll keep it for a little while. And this, it's a shame. I've given it the best clean up I can, and I can't get anything from it. It's got some lovely toning to it. That's the thing. It's obviously some sort of brass piece. It seems like there's a circle up there and a circle there, some like indentations on it. But apart from that, there's a little hole there, but there's not one on the other side. And it looks like it was just hollow, goes all the way through. There's nothing special in it. Let me get it in the light for you. I just wanted to see if anyone could maybe ID it for me. Tell me what it was. There's nothing on there that I can make out detail wise, which is a shame because it's quite a nice colour. I thought I might be able to get some wording on there somewhere, but there's nothing, so I don't know what that is. So if anyone can tell me what that is, then that would be awesome, because it's a bit strange, that. But we'll keep it for a little while, just in case someone gets back to me and tells me what it is. Right, let's go and get this coin out. Alright guys, it's had a bit of a soak in some solution. I do have various cleaning methods. If anyone wants to see how I clean my coins, then check the link in the description, or it might pop up here in a minute if I edit the video correctly. But this has had a little soak. I'll just give it a quick rub in here. Little wet wipe. It's not cleaned up brilliantly, but it's cleaned up enough to be able to see what it is. I mean, I wasn't too fussed because I was fairly certain it was a halfpenny, so I knew I wasn't going to be ruining any historic artifact or anything like that. So please guys, if you want to clean coins and various finds, then you must be certain that it's nothing of historical importance before you do that. Don't clean anything of importance. It's a no-no. You mustn't do it. But this is okay to clean because it was just a halfpenny, and you can clearly see now that we've got Britannia there, and it says halfpenny around the side there, and the date, I don't know if you can make it out on the video, but it clearly says 1879, which makes that Victoria, Queen Victoria, and you can just make her face out there. And if you look closely, where was her face? There, so it would have said, you can see the GFD there, and just make out it would have said Victoria there. Look, there's the T, the O, the R, CTOR, so it would have said Victoria. It's definitely Victoria, halfpenny with Britannia on the back, and I don't know if you can make it out on the video, but it's 1879. See, actually, I can zoom in on it. Might be able to get it a bit clearer. See the date a bit clearer. Which side was it on? I've lost which side it would have been on. Can anyone see that? I can't even think where it would be now. It would have been here, wouldn't it? Oh, you can't really make it out on the video, guys. Oh, there you go. 1879. 1879. You can see how it's cleaning up quite nicely. I could leave that to soak in the solution a bit longer, and that would clean up even nicer. But I don't need to. We don't need to give it a good clean. I've found out what it is, and that'll do for me. So we'll put that in the finds box to go with the collection. That's another halfpenny collected. Right, onto this bad boy. This one was a right turn up for the books, this one. I mean, it almost went in the scrap pile. Like I said before, I thought it was a part of a ring pull. You know, the inside bit of the can, you know, the bit you open and the bit that goes inside the can that gets pushed in. Because it was that type of shape. Like I said, it had a stone on it and a bit of sand and gravelly stuff. It was all stuck together. And it's because it was so thin as well, which is why I thought it was aluminium, because it was so thin. I didn't even give it a second thought. And this is why you always go through your scrap stuff, because you find little gems like this. Now, I'm over the moon with this. Now, I've put it on various Facebook pages with pictures to try and get it identified, and the power of Facebook prevailed, because a lot of people have confirmed it to be a trade token, a Suffolk trade token, and it's very likely it came from Woodbridge originally, and it was a groceries token, a grocer token, but I'm not 100% sure, and it has been I've notified my FLO, Fines Liaison Officer, who is well, I've emailed the Portable Antiquities Scheme as well, and they've emailed back this morning saying that, you know, that they want me to go and drop it into the Bury St Edmunds office, and they'll log it and blog it and do all that recording stuff that they do, and then I shall get it returned to me after they've done all that, and it's all been recorded. So watch this space for the you know, the important information that's going to come out of this, exactly what it is, and, you know, what it was used for, etc, etc, so, and what material it is, and, you know, all that stuff. So what we've worked out so far, and I will tell you all that I haven't cleaned this with any chemical whatsoever. I've used mineral water and a very, very fine brush just to get a little bit of crud off, so I could sell the detail, because, you know, if I didn't give it a clean up, I wouldn't know what it was. So I had to give it a tiny little rub down, but I've not done any damage to it whatsoever. I've just took off some crud, that was all I've done. Just take off a little bit of crud so I could see what it is. And you can clearly see there now, it says Henry, and I think that's Stebbing, or Steebing, or something like that, with the some sort of pattern in the middle there, some sort of arms design there. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know anything about tokens, really, to be honest with you, so it'd be very interesting for me to get this back with the relevant information that comes with it. But yeah, it's Henry Stebbing on the one side, and on the other side, on the middle there, we have the H and the S, obviously for Henry Stebbing, and it says here, in Long Milford. Now, I don't know what that means, because near in Suffolk here we have a Long Melford, but not a Long Milford. Now, whether Long Melford used to be called Milford, maybe, perhaps, or this was an error, or I'm not 100% sure. So this is another reason why it needs to go to the pass, for them to record it, and we can get back some really good information. So watch this space, guys, and we'll find out exactly what that is. But as we all know, with the Portable Antiquities schemes, it can take a very long time before you get things back. So, but one day I think this might end up in a museum, and it will go with the other tokens, Suffolk tokens, that are in museum collections. And according to, I think it was Williamson Suffolk token record, a book, it's quite a rare one, and if you want to find the information from that book, I'll put a link in the description to a PDF file which will come up with this token, and loads of others as well, and I think it was page 84. So if you want to check that link out, and you can read that part in the book, and go down to page 84, and you will see that this token is registered. And if you scroll back to the top of the book, I think it's like the third or fourth page down, it tells you the numbers corresponding with the rarity of the certain token, and this one come under rare to very rare. So I'm chuffed to bits with this, and I'm gutted I didn't actually film it in the hunt, because I don't film all my finds. I got cut off there. I was saying I don't film all my finds. Obviously the junky finds, I don't bother filming at all. They just go in my junk pouch. And I thought that this was junk, so that went in the junk pouch as well. And I'm so glad that I go through my junk before binning it. And I advise everyone to do the same, because you might find a little beauty like this. So I'll keep you all informed, and I hope you enjoyed the beach hunt, which there's a link in the description if you haven't watched that yet. It's not the greatest of videos, I'll admit. But I can only get better, can't I? So if you like watching my videos, then that's great. Please like and subscribe, and I will try and keep you entertained with more videos in the future. I try and regularly update videos on a weekly basis, but this has got to be one of my favourite finds, just because I'm going to get it recorded, and it's a little bit of history, isn't it? That well, I'm fascinated by it, so I hope you are too. So until the next time, guys, thanks for watching. Stay safe and happy hunting, and good luck to everyone that goes out. I'll end it with a whoop whoop.